Creating an online course is a really great way to leverage your time, meaning you can make more money in a smaller amount of time than you could by doing things like offering services in your business. But the problem is that a lot of people I talk to don't have the time to create the course that's going to save them time in the long run. So in this video, I want to talk about how using ChatGPT, which is a free artificial intelligence or AI tool, can save you hours of time and really drastically speed up the course creation process for you. So specifically, I'm going to talk about 10 ways that you can use ChatGPT, and trust me, it's super easy to learn and use. And if you just get the hang of it, it can save you time in 10 key areas that will help you launch and sell your course faster. So the first thing is creating a buyer persona. So you might think, well, I want to just create my course. But the thing is, it's really important to have a clear idea of who you are planning on selling the course to. Who is it for? Who can get the best results from it? And being clear on that question is super important for the overall success of your course, because you need to design the course content to be helpful to one specific person who has a specific challenge or question or need. And if you can design both the course and your marketing materials with that buyer persona in mind, it's going to then resonate with that person who's in your audience and make them much more likely to purchase than if you make a generic course that's kind of targeted to everybody but doesn't really appeal to anybody. So ChatGPT can be used to do research and to help you really refine your idea of your ideal buyer persona. The second thing that I use ChatGPT for, and I'm kind of going through these things in the order in which they actually have to be done when you're planning out and creating and selling a course. So first I do my buyer persona work. The second thing that I do is I plan out my course topic, the promise transformation, and the content outline. So ChatGPT can be used for all of those things. And again, we haven't even gotten to content creation yet for the course, but this step is so important. You definitely don't want to skip it. You want to have a full idea of everything that's going to go in your course from start to finish, and even just starting with the title of the course, not just the topic, but the title that is specifically talks about not only what the course is about, but what the benefit of the course is. It's really important to have that dialed in. So your course topic, your title, the promise transformation, and then the outline of all of the lessons that are going to go into your course. You don't want to fire hose people and just cram everything that you know about a topic into the course, but instead you want to be really intentional when you create your course outline to put in, to kind of select the information that should go into the course to help your student get a certain outcome. So a course isn't really about learning. I think that's a common misconception. It's more about achieving something. So you want to give people the information specific that they need to achieve a certain result or outcome. And ChatGPT can help you decide, out of all the content that you could potentially put in the course, which topics, which things you should cover in your lessons in your course. The third thing is outlining the lesson plan. So first, the thing that I talked about just now was about the modules. So those are kind of the overarching steps or categories that you're leading people through in the course. So after I choose my course topic and title, I outline the modules or the categories. And then the next step is outlining the lessons. So these are the actual videos that you're going to record, or the content, the pieces of content that you're going to produce that should be kind of little bite-sized lessons or action steps that help people get through the overall process that you're teaching in your course. So I use ChatGPT to come up with this comprehensive lesson plan that's like a progression of topics, subtopics, learning objectives, that kind of thing. So that overall, my course is very well structured and it's cohesive and engaging. So number one, buyer persona. Number two, the course title and modules. Number three is the course lessons. And then the fourth thing that I use ChatGPT for is to create the actual content for the lesson. So I start out with the outline, so I say like in module one, lesson one, I'm going to teach topic A, and then in lesson two, I'm going to teach topic B, and in lesson three, I'm going to teach topic C, etc. But then you have to actually go and produce that content. So you're writing out, let's say, instructions, or you're filming a video tutorial, training people how to do something. So ChatGPT can be used to come up with the content of your slides that you use to teach the lesson, or the scripts for your videos that you're using to teach the lesson, or it could be used to write out the text. So courses can look different depending on like what media you want to use. Sometimes a course could be all videos. Sometimes it could be a combination of like text and videos, or you might want to put in some audio files. So the media that you choose really depends on the topic that you're teaching. Some things are just more conducive to having a video, like let's say if you're sharing your screen and showing something, and then others are more conducive to having a presentation where you have slides. And then some things it's fine to just do an audio or text, but no matter which format you're choosing for your lessons, ChatGPT can be used to come up with the specific thing you are going to say or write about in your lessons. Now, number 5 is I use ChatGPT to create resources that go along with my lessons. So the main part of the course is the lesson. So whether that's the video or the text or the audio file, but in some cases, I like to include additional resources that supplement the lessons to help my students to either take things a step further, learn things better, or actually take action and implement what I'm teaching. So what I mean when I say this are things like a worksheet, a checklist, a cheat sheet, a guide, a template. You don't have to include something with every lesson, but I would go back through all of your lessons and think about, like, is there anything else that I can provide in addition to the core lesson that would help enhance the learning experience for my student? And if so, then I create that supplemental resource to include in the course. And ChatGPT can be used to help you come up with the content for all of those supplemental materials. Okay, so now number 6 is I use ChatGPT to write sales copy. So after you create your course, you have to basically convince people to buy it. So you create a sales page that provides not only the details about what's included in the course, but why somebody should buy it, why somebody should enroll. And in this case, you have to think about conversions, like what would make a visitor to the sales page ultimately click that buy button and want to make the purchase. And it's not about how many videos or downloads are included. It's more about what are they going to get out of it? Is this course going to solve a significant challenge or pain point for them? Is it going to get them an outcome that they really strongly desire? And communicating that, the true value of the course and the transformation and what people are going to get out of it and why they're going to be better off by taking your course, that all is really conveyed through having strong strong sales copy. And so you need to write sales copy both for the sales page of the course, but also for the emails that you send out when you're launching the course. Normally you would have like a sequence of emails that go out either to your entire audience, or maybe if you have like a specific group that's following your launch, like people who signed up for your webinar or your challenge, you're going to be sending them a sequence of emails, usually over the course of like 3 to 7 days, where you're talking about the course and what it's all about and what they can get out of it. And you're directing people from the email to the sales page. And then the sales page, you direct them to the checkout where they can make the purchase. And the stronger and more dialed in your copy is, the more it speaks to your ideal customers and really like resonates with them, the better chance you have of making sales. And so writing copy is extremely important, but it doesn't come easily to a lot of business owners. If you don't really consider yourself a writer, or you're just not sure like what to say or how to structure the content on your sales page or your sales emails to make it engaging and compelling and high converting, that is something that ChatGPT can help with. And I feel like that is probably one of the biggest time savers of all the things I'm talking about, because writing, as we all know, is a process. It takes time, but you want to get it right in order to make sales of your course. And so rather than spending hours staring at a blank page, just maybe starting over and over and over, or rewriting things over and over and over, like you're still going to have to put time into creating a good, really solid sales page and emails. And ChatGPT, I wouldn't say it would like spit out the final product for you, but it can save a significant amount of time just in terms of getting the ball rolling. You know, it can tell you what are the sections to have on your sales page and your sales emails. What should your email sequence look like? What are some points that you can make within each section or within each email? So it basically takes the first couple of drafts off your hands, right? And then once you have the ChatGPT output for your sales page or your sales emails, you are going to have to go in and edit it and make sure it's in your voice and that it's on brand with the way you talk and what resonates with your ideal customers. Like that is only going to come from you. It's not going to come from AI, but at least you have something to work with. ChatGPT gives you like that draft, that initial version of your sales page and your sales emails that then you can refine to customize to come from you. Okay, now number 7 is ChatGPT can save you time by helping you plan out your launch event. So when you are live launching a course, it's usually a good idea to have a free event that will attract the attention of your ideal customers and where they can receive free value from you and kind of like see that you are the authority in the niche, that you're in the position to help them and to kind of pique their interest in terms of working with you. But to plan out a webinar or a challenge, it takes time. You have to, just like with the course, you have to choose a topic, you have to choose like a presentation outline. What are your teaching points? What are the takeaways? Sometimes you even create supplemental materials for your event, like a workbook that goes along with your webinar. And all of that, if you're just doing it without AI, without ChatGPT, it's time consuming. And granted, when you do it once, you can then reuse that same material over and over and over. But if this is your first time creating a course or doing a full launch and you don't have those materials prepared, ChatGPT really can save you hours and hours of time in terms of coming up with the topic, the content, the outline, all of that for your webinar or for your challenge. And then even if you have gone through a launch before and maybe your numbers weren't as high as you would like, maybe your registration page wasn't getting the number of registrations that you had hoped for, or maybe, people weren't converting from your webinar to your, looking at your sales page. Like there are opportunities to use ChatGPT to refine existing launch materials in addition to creating them from scratch. Okay, number 8 is you can use ChatGPT to plan out social media content for your launch. So I use social media to kind of like supplement a launch. I primarily rely on my launch event, like my webinar or my challenge, to attract attention. And then I direct people's attention to my sales page and my sales emails. But social media can be incorporated both to promote your event, like to get people aware of and to register for your launch event, like your webinar, and it can be used to announce your launch. You can use it to announce that your cart is open or enrollment is open for your course. You can use it to share the same sort of things that you would share on your emails and your sales page, things like testimonials from past clients, a list of FAQs, benefits of your course, like all of that can be shared on social media, and ChatGPT can be used to produce the content, the copy or the what am I thinking of? Like the captions for the social media. So that is a huge time saver because it's another thing that has to be created. And if you're creating it from scratch, that can take hours of your time, whereas ChatGPT can help you produce that literally in a matter of minutes, especially if you've already created other assets for your launch. So if you've created, let's say, a sales page for your course, for your launch, and you can actually give ChatGPT the content, the copy from your sales page and ask it to produce social media content or captions that draw from the material on the sales page. So I'm really talking about like lightning fast results from using ChatGPT for the same thing that would take hours of your time if you were to do it on your own from scratch. Now, the next thing, we're getting to the end of the list. The next thing that ChatGPT can be used for to save you time as a course creator is to help you create onboarding materials for the new students who enroll in your course. And this is something that is extremely important. And I feel like a lot of times it's rushed or overlooked because course creators focus on creating the content for their course and doing their launch. And by the time that's done, they're like exhausted and they're like, I've done enough. And they really don't put a lot of time or effort into the onboarding process for new students. But that is a mistake, I feel, because when somebody enrolls in your course, the last thing you want is for that person to be confused about what to do next or how to make the most of your course. So I think it's really important to have a solid and systematic onboarding process for that, like kind of kicks in immediately when somebody makes that purchase. So they need to see a confirmation page that has next steps. They need to receive an email automatically. The email should be very clear about how to log into the course, how to join the community if they have one, how to contact support. And, depending on what you're offering for your course, there are certain things that have to be explained. Also, where to find the bonus material. So people always need things very clearly laid out, especially the bigger their investment is. I think the more important it is for them to get, actually, I shouldn't say that, because like, even if their investment isn't big, it's important for you to deliver on your promise and for the experience to be like very smooth. So creating this onboarding email and perhaps even an onboarding guide or a welcome video within your course, those all will enhance the overall student experience. And that is something that ChatGPT can help you to produce. And again, like if you have material that you can feed ChatGPT, like let's say like information about the content of your course or the things that you're including in your course, you can feed it that information and then you can ask like it to help you produce an onboarding system based on the specific information about your course. And it can help you do that in a very short period of time, whereas otherwise it would have taken you a longer time to put that together on your own. And then finally, this is also, I think, extremely important, and maybe something that people, maybe they do it, but not to the extent that they could. And that is gathering feedback about your course. So I think it's really important for all course creators to have a systematic way of collecting not only testimonials, but feedback about people's experience with your course. So that way, you know how people are reacting to your material, what they like, what they found helpful, maybe what they want more of, what was confusing, what was not helpful, what could be cut out. There's a lot of insights that you can gather if you have the right feedback system in place. But if you're not asking the right questions, you're not going to get the information that would be helpful to you. And also, I think gathering testimonials is super, super important, because the feedback can help you shape and edit and refine and optimize the course. That was a lot of adjectives that mean the same thing. But the testimonials can help you to sell the course. You can use them in your marketing materials, but you have to be good at asking for testimonials. I know it sounds kind of like silly, like, just ask for a testimonial, but actually the way that you ask for a testimonial, and if you ask targeted questions to draw the testimonial out from people, you will get a more specific and more relevant and useful testimonial than if you just say, can you please give me a testimonial? And so I'm talking about this because it's a process to come up with a system where you're gathering feedback and asking for your testimonials for your course. If you have that system in place and you're asking the right questions, it will be really beneficial to you as a course creator. But putting together the list of questions and the process, the system, that takes time. And that is the last thing in my list of things that ChatGPT can help you with. So to summarize, the 10 things that ChatGPT can help you with as a course creator that are important and that will save you a lot of time are creating a buyer persona, choosing your course topic and title and module outline, creating your course lesson plans, creating the actual content for the lessons, creating supplemental materials that go along with the lessons, writing your sales copy for your sales page and your sales emails, planning out your launch event, like your webinar or your challenge, creating social media content for your launch, welcoming and onboarding new students into the course, and then finally gathering feedback and testimonials. So I hope you found this helpful, and I hope that you give it a shot. Like, if you haven't used ChatGPT yet, explore it. It's free. There's really no downside to playing around with it, and I think you're going to be really impressed at what it can do for you and your business. Okay, see you next time.